Today we're talking about a critical illness. If you know someone who's going through a critical illness such as organ failure, then this video is for you.
To talk about organ donation is because it's very close to my heart and it's something that my family has been going through. My father passed away from kidney failure. My dad's sister also had kidney failure, and now my youngest brother has kidney failure.
Why do you think people still are not into organ donation like our society?
I think it's more education. Until it doesn't happen in your own family, one human body can save 5 people's lives.
How someone can register themselves as a donor in UK?
Always, as a youngster, get your blood pressure checked. Blood pressure is a big factor on kidney failure.
Is there any age limit for any donor?
Actual age limit to start from is the age of 18.
Do you think this thing is actually genetic?
In my lifetime, I want to try and talk to people about being a living donor. Also, once you leave this world, your organs are no good to you.
You think that there will be a lot of people coming out to donate, or they just brush it off like it's not my problem?
You see, everyone goes through different things in life.
Yeah.
And because everyone's journey is different, 75-year-old aage aaya as a potential kidney donor for someone else.
If someone wants to donate from Pakistan or anyone outside country, so what is the process? Today's topic is very important because today we're talking about a critical illness. If you know someone who's going through a critical illness such as organ failure or any other problem, then this video is for you. Because आज हम बात करेंगे इस very important topic जहाँ पे बात करेंगे कि organ donation, organ failure, और अगर किसी का organ fail हो जाता है तो what is the way they can find more donations out there. हम लोगों के culture के अंदर एक चीज़ बड़ी common है कि हम लोग कभी भी किसी भी चीज़ का solution तब तक नहीं ढूंढते जब तक वो problem हमारे साथ ना हो जाए. तो इसीलिए I know a lot of people are going through difficulties of organ donations or finding an organ or finding a donor. So today our guest is very special. She's actually raising an awareness about organ donation in South Asian community, and I'm going to welcome our guest, Miss Maria. Assalamu alaikum, Maria. Thank you so much for coming all the way here.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a topic which is very dear to my heart.
Okay, Maria, first thing first, just tell us about yourself. What do you do and how come you come up with this idea of spreading awareness about organ donation?
So basically, my name's Maria Saroya. I run a PR marketing and events company. And the reason why I'm here today and talk about organ donation is because it's very close to my heart and it's something that my family has been going through. Currently, my baby brother, my youngest brother, he is suffering with kidney failure. Okay. He is currently on dialysis 3 times a week. This all started last year in March. And it was a big shock to the system because all his life he's been very well. So it's been a big shock to the system because he's the youngest, being the eldest sibling, And
it's quite sentimental.
It's very sentimental, especially when it's, your youngest sibling, your baby brother. Yeah. So the thing is that unfortunately kidney failure has been something in our family. My father passed away from kidney failure. My dad's sister also had kidney failure. Okay. And now my youngest brother has kidney failure. And that's the paternal side. And then on the maternal side, my mum's uncle, maternal uncle, her mamu also had kidney failure. So it's something which is very dear to my heart.
So Maria, do you think this thing is actually genetic, that comes to a family, or what do you understand?
You see, right now when it comes to our family, we are being seen by the genetics team, and the genetics team are investigating to see if there is the most simplest way of explaining is that if there's a spelling mistake in our genes, so it's under investigation, and because of that reason right now no one from the direct family can actually come forward as an organ donor because of the high risk within our family.
Oh, that could be quite challenging.
Yes.
Why do you think people still are not into organ donation like our society?
You see, with organ donation, I think it's more education. Until it doesn't happen in your own family, or it doesn't happen to a close one, a dear one to you, you're not really going to really feel the pain, or you're not going to need, have the need of educating people or talking about it or discussing with family and friends if they could be a potential donor. And so I think it's very important, and I'm on a mission and I'm doing a campaign where I want to educate our Asian community about organ donation. And apart from organ donation, there's also blood donation. There's so many different donations which our Asian community do not do. And I think it's very important that our Asian community are educated. And I want to, in my lifetime, I want to try and talk to people about being a living donor. And also, once you leave this world, your organs are no good to you.
Exactly.
If those organs
can be donated,
and they can save one human body, can save 5 people's lives. So imagine leaving this world, and when you leave this world, you have saved 5 people's lives. So it's all about educating our Asian community. I'm here to talk about it on a human level. Obviously, people have different stances on a political level or a religious level. I'm not here to speak about that because that's very personal to every individual. I'm here to talk about things on a human level.
Of course, how we can save someone's life.
Absolutely.
Okay. So if someone is watching today your podcast, so if they have a question, so the question is how someone can register themselves as a donor in UK. What is step number 1?
Well, first and foremost, like for example, I am looking for a donor for my brother. So if anyone is the same blood group, they can contact me. I will then send an email to the living donor team and connect them via email. And I would connect them via the living donor team. If someone wishes to be a donor after they pass away and leave this world, then they go onto the NHS website and literally just type in Google organ donation NHS, and that will direct you onto their page where you can fill in the application form. Now, remember, organ donation is a very personal thing. It's down to the individual. It's not down to any family members or loved ones making that decision for you. It's a decision you have to make. And like I say, once again, make that decision on a human level that you would like to help our fellow humans out there.
When it comes to organ donation, a lot of people say there is, of course, money is involved. So how come if someone wants to donate organ when they're alive, so do you think money is involved in there?
You see, I don't know about the regulations about other countries around the world, but here in the UK, it is totally illegal to donate an organ in exchange of money, goods, funds. It is a life sentence if anyone was to actually donate an organ for any exchange of any funds or any valuables or any transactions. So it's actually not allowed. In this country, if anyone is looking to be a living donor, either people look to be a living donor if they are related to someone or they are friends with someone, but also you do not have to be a blood relative or a friend. You can actually be a general public and you can actually donate your kidney or any other organ, but subject to tests, and those tests are quite intense. So firstly, it would be to make sure your blood group is correct.
Of course, there should be a match before
and
you go
tissue and the tissue match as well. So that's how there's a whole procedure towards it.
Yeah, of course. Okay, is there any age limit for any donor?
So in England, in the United Kingdom, the actual age limit to start from is the age of 18, whereas in Scotland it's 16 years or and above. And
any organ or just kidney?
any organ.
Okay.
Yeah. However, there is no upper age limit.
Okay.
You can be any age as long as you don't have any major health issues, as long as you're not at risk. You can be an organ donor.
Okay, what is the one thing a donor needs to understand before they have to donate any organ?
So firstly, they need to be healthy themselves.
Okay.
A person who is giving an organ, let's just say it's a kidney, as long as they are healthy, they can live on one kidney. A healthy person can live on one kidney. The recipient, it takes them longer to recover. So, for example, a person who is giving the kidney, they are usually in hospital for 3 to 4 days.
Okay.
Whereas a person receiving a kidney, it takes them anything up to 10 days to 14 days.
Okay.
Because it's we have to make sure the
body
medical team needs to make sure that the body accepts it. They have to be on a lot of medication to make sure that the body accepts the kidney. So it's a lot more less intensive for the giver. It's a lot more restrained for the person who's receiving the kidney. In regards to the person who is actually donating the kidney, it's usually a keyhole surgery. So it's a very, a small surgery, whereas the person who's receiving the kidney, it's a longer process for them.
Okay. Do you know how much is a wait list for organ donation or transplant in UK?
So currently, the waiting list is on average 19 months.
Okay.
Currently.
That's quite long.
Yeah, it's quite a long time now. Imagine if you're on dialysis 3 to 4 times a week.
No, that's quite painful,
it's a very painful process. It's a very draining process of being on dialysis. And, right now, with my brother, having to see him go through the dialysis 3 times a week, it's a very tough journey. Yes, he's on the NHS waiting list, but as you know, with the NHS waiting list, they're very long. And as a family, we're trying to see, we can get to the right people and talk to them about organ donation.
So how optimistic are you about this today, like about this video? Like you think that there will be a lot of people coming out to donate for their organs, or they just brush it off like it's not my problem?
You see, everyone goes through different things in life.
Yeah.
And because everyone's journey is different, I know there's a lot of people out there who would love to help someone else.
Yeah.
And the main point of being here today is to speak to your audience, speak to the wider audience, to actually educate them about organ donation. And they can reach out to myself. They can reach out to the NHS organ facilities, and they can guide them as well. So it's a very you have to have a very big heart to do something like this, but at the same time you're saving someone else's life, because this is all about saving someone else's life.
I understand, but do you believe that people are also afraid of being a donor, because of course it affects them and their family as well in one way or another?
So like I mentioned earlier, in regards to the giver, the person who's donating the kidney, as long as they're healthy, they can live a totally perfect life
with the one kidney.
Okay. We only actually need one kidney to live. It's only if someone has health conditions, then also the living donor team would not even consider taking it further after the tests. It's only if you're fit, you're healthy, and the blood group matches, the tissues match, then they will take it to the next level.
What is the biggest misconception about organ donation?
I mean, it depends on which organ it is. First and foremost, if it's organ donation and it's a kidney organ donation, we only need one kidney to survive. We only need one kidney to live a perfectly normal life. And that's something which a lot of our Asian community needs to be educated about, that you only need one kidney to actually live a normal life. Whereas a person who has 2 kidneys that are failed and they are on dialysis, they are in desperate need of that kidney.
100%, yeah, of course. And it's not easy for them to live day by day and going to dialysis every other day.
it totally changes their life.
It does. I know. Okay, tell us more about someone going through dialysis or has failed kidneys, how their life, what their family goes through, basically.
You see, dialysis is a very strenuous procedure on the body, and someone who's having it 3 to 4 times a week, it's a very draining process. So imagine on one day you're having dialysis, that the next day you're literally bedbound because you can't, you don't have the energy to get up. Then the following day you're back at dialysis again, and then the day after you're basically bedbound. So it literally takes over your life. Now imagine with dialysis, if you are on home dialysis. If you're on home dialysis, you're stuck in a room or in a home 24 hours a day. Luckily, with my brother, we made a decision that he will go to the hospital to have his dialysis. So that gives him an opportunity to firstly get out, meet like-minded people who are going through the similar stuff. Because sometimes when you're in a room where there's other people going through the same thing, gives you a little bit.
You don't feel alone. You don't feel
alone.
Left.
Whereas if you're stuck at home on a home dialysis machine, it could be very, very, very daunting, and then that can affect family members around you. It can affect your parents. It can affect your siblings. It can affect your partner, your children, depending on what your circumstances are. So I would always recommend that each person to their own. But for our brother, it was the best thing was for him to have the dialysis at the hospital.
Another question: why do you think Asian community should consider organ donation?
I think it's a very important thing for our Asian community to think about. Today, my brother is going through organ failure. There's many families out there I've met who've been through organ failure. Since my brother has had kidney failure, I've had friends who I had not known have either been a recipient of an organ donation, or they have given an organ. So you would be surprised how many of our Asian community people either need a kidney or an organ, or have given a kidney or an organ. Now, as an Asian person, the reason why we need other Asian people to come forward is because of our lifestyle, our eating habits, the dynamics of our community. Whereas an Asian person is unlikely to be a match with the wider Western community. And that's why it's important for our Asian community to come forward, talk about organ donation, talk about blood as well, giving blood, because at the end of the day we need this, because more and more people are suffering, more and more families are struggling, more individuals are going through a lot more. The hospitals are full of people with organ failure, and the only reason we could be able to help them is either by being a living donor or being a donor after we have left this world.
Yeah, great message. Again, we should consider this thing. I 100% agree with you. We should consider this thing. And also, according to our religion, it's also a part of charity. When you save someone's life, when you save one's life, you're saving all humanity.
Absolutely. I mean, I'll be honest with you, Amir. My mission in my life is that in my lifetime, I want to educate as many Asian people, our Asian community, about organ donation. And I want as many people to either be a living donor, or for them to be a donor for once they leave this world. That's my aim in my lifetime.
That's wonderful, to be honest. I have no word to say.
Thank you. Because it's so deep. It's because it's so deeply meaningful to me. Because from a very young age, I've seen a lot of health issues. When I was 2 years old, my grandfather was bedridden with a stroke. And as a family, we looked after him for 21 years, from his children to his wife, my grandmother, to his daughter-in-laws, and to us grandchildren. We all have looked after my grandfather, bathed him, fed him, changed his clothes, looked after him, you know. So it's not alien to us as a family. When something goes wrong, it's all about sticking together and being there for each other, rather than, you know, walking away. Right now, the reason why I am doing this national campaign for my brother is because it's very difficult and it's very emotional to see him go through dialysis 3 times a week. He's a young guy, you know, he's got his whole life ahead of him, but his whole life has been put to a standstill because he's having to go for dialysis 3 times a week, and it's very, very strenuous on him. Also, you know, dialysis affects you mentally.
It does, yeah.
You know,
it does.
It was something that he did not want to talk to anyone about. He didn't want anyone to know that he's going
people
through
don't
organ
want them
failure.
to anyone see, like, feel pity about them, and they feel down.
Pity, and then, you know, you have very judgmental people within family, society, community who think maybe it's self-inflicted by, you know, I don't know,
by the lifestyle
or abuse or anything. But what people don't understand is it sometimes is not that. It could be genetics. It could be just something that's just happened.
That's meant to happen anyways.
Exactly. I mean, the other thing I would always recommend is that always, as a youngster, get your blood pressure checked. Blood pressure is a big factor on kidney failure, because when your blood pressure is high, it puts a lot of strain on your organs.
It does.
And that's what happened in my brother's case. His high blood pressure put a lot of strain on his organs. In fact, the lining of his heart also got damaged because of the high blood pressure. Thankfully, the heart has sorted itself out. It's revived itself. But unfortunately, the kidneys could not regenerate themselves. And that's why now he's on dialysis 3 times a week.
What would be a message of sister to the world?
Firstly, I would say it's a very difficult thing to go through, seeing a sibling going through any health condition.
It does,
for me, being the eldest, seeing my youngest baby brother going through
it's more like
kidney failure.
A motherly thing.
Absolutely. So my national appeal is that if there is anyone out there who is the blood group B positive or the universal blood group O, please reach out to me on 07917 525 455. So once again, if you are blood group B positive or the universal blood group O, please do contact me. And if you just want to have a chat or a discussion with me, so I can explain to you in depth the procedure, and then we can discuss if you would like to go ahead. That's always, you know, a good discussion to start with.
I really appreciate. अच्छा, एक क्वेश्चन है. नॉर्मली लोग कहते हैं कि अगर आप ऑर्गन की बात कर रहे हैं तो लोग कहते हैं कि हम पाकिस्तान से जाके क्यों नहीं ट्रांसप्लांट करा लें.
देखिए, पहले ये चीज़ है कि हम यहाँ यूके में रहते हैं. हमारा जो NHS है, अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह से they are very good. ठीक है. Secondly, जो बंदा किडनी ले रहा है उनके लिए बहुत एक लंबा प्रोसेस होता है. इसका ये नहीं होता कि आपके बॉडी के अंदर किडनी आ गया और आप ठीक हो गया. आपकी बॉडी वो किडनी रिजेक्ट कर सकते हैं. खुदा ना खास्ता आपको इन्फेक्शन हो जाए या कोई और प्रॉब्लम हो जाए एंड आप एक दूसरी कंट्री में हैं जहाँ आपका वो यहाँ का सिस्टम नहीं है. ठीक है. फिर खुदा ना खास्ता आप वहाँ स्टक हो जाए. वहाँ से आपको वापस लेके आना एक बहुत मुश्किल काम है. मेरा तो ये मशवरा है कि आप जोन सी कंट्री में रहते हैं आपकी ट्रीटमेंट वहाँ होनी चाहिए. एंड एट द एंड डे जहाँ आपने लॉन्ग टर्म रहना है, जहाँ आपका पूरा घर है, फैमिली है, सपोर्ट सिस्टम है, आपको वहाँ करना चाहिए.
अच्छा, लोग कहते हैं कि अगर आप किडनी फेलियर है, so why don't you go to Pakistan and someone get from there, or if someone wants to donate from Pakistan or anyone outside country, so what is the process?
देखिए, इट इज़ पॉसिबल कि दूसरी कंट्री से लोग आकर यहाँ आपको ऑर्गन डोनेशन कर सकते हैं. यहाँ का जो NHS है, they will help with the visa process, लेकिन जो बाकी की चीज़ें हैं वो आपको खुद करने पड़ेंगे एज अ फैमिली. लेकिन इसमें बहुत लंबा प्रोसेस है. Because at the end of the day आपको पता है कि यहाँ कोई आप ट्रांजैक्शन नहीं दे सकते या कोई एक्सचेंज नहीं कर सकते of any monetary value or any goods or anything in exchange for an organ. So उसका काफ़ी एक लंबा process है. It's possible.
It's doable.
It's doable.
लेकिन it's long process.
But it's a long process.
Okay.
Not to say it cannot be done. But वो जो process होता है वो काफ़ी लंबा होता है, and they have a separate legal department where they make sure that there is no, no transactions. There was a case in Royal Free Hospital very recently where this happened, and it caused a lot of noise in the news. So now they take these things very, very seriously.
Thank you so much for watching, and this is a message of a sister to the world, and also a sister who's saving his brother's life. If you know someone who can be a potential donor, or someone who wants to be a donor, and if you want to consider learning more about donor, then please do contact Maria. The number is down there. Every details are in our description. If you want to contact me, you can email me as well. And if you know someone who wants to come forward, just please do message us or do contact Maria. And also, if you don't want to be a donor, then but if you know someone who's going through this painful process, then please again do contact us. We want to build a community where all of us come together, and then we can find a solution all together. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week with another guest. Thank you.